fact sheet. The fact sheet. The economy is booming under President Biden's leadership. The economy has gained more than 3 million jobs since the president took office, the most jobs created in the first 5 months of any presidency in modern history. Today, the president is building on this economic momentum by signing an executive order to promote competition in the American economy, which will lower prices for families, increase wages for workers, and promote innovation and even faster economic growth. For decades, corporate consolidation has been accelerated. In over 75% of U.S. industries, a smaller number of large companies now control more than the businesses than they did 20 years ago. This is true across healthcare, financial services, agriculture, and more. That lack of competition drives up prices for consumers. As fewer large players have controlled more of the market, markups, charges over costs have tripled. Families are paying higher prices for necessities, things like prescription drugs, hearing aids, and internet service. Barriers to competition are also driving down wages for workers. When there are only a few employers in town, workers have less opportunity to bargain for a higher wage and to demand dignity and respect in the workplace. I'm going to let that one sit in for a minute. In fact, research shows that industry consolidation is decreasing advertised wages by as much as 17%. Tens of millions of Americans, including those working in construction and retail, are required to sign non-compete agreements as a condition of getting a job, which makes it harder for them to switch to better paying options. In total, higher prices and lower wages caused a lack of competition are now estimated to cost the American household $5,000 per year. Yeah, can we go? Yeah. Yep. 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 And that's about as much as anybody else is going to pay attention to. Yeah. Okay. Let's see, what does it actually do? Okay, encourages. I don't care what it encourages. What does it actually do? Okay, they're going to demand higher wages. That's not in the order. Encourages the FTC to ban or limit non-compete agreements. Encourages. Oh my God, I'm so cynical. At least let me read through it. Encourages the FTC to ban unnecessary occupational licensing restrictions that impede economic mobility. Okay. Encourages the FTC and the DOJ to strengthen antitrust guidance to prevent employers from collaborating to suppress wages or reduce benefits by sharing wage and benefit information with one another. Oh, sharing wage and benefit information with one another. Okay. These actions complete the president's call. That's it. That's it for labor. Okay. Antitrust. Enforce the antitrust vigorously. Oh yeah, you know those laws we already have. Start enforcing them. That's what he's calling them to do. Okay. Challenge prior bad mergers that past administrations did not challenge. Calling out Trump. Okay. Got it. Announced policy that enforcement should focus in particular on labor markets, agriculture markets, healthcare markets, which includes prescription drugs, hospital consolidation insurance, and the tech sector. All right, well, we went through the labor markets. That was White House Competition Council. A competition council? This is the Capitalism Council now. To monitor progress on finalizing the initiatives of the order and to coordinate the federal government's response to the rising power of large corporations in the economy. I mean, Do we see this going anywhere? Specifically, this. I'm hoping. I'm hoping so. But the cynic in me is like, oh, Jesus Christ. I mean, hell, Satan. Anyways, response to rising power of large corporations. More detailed summary of the key actions. Yep, we went through the labor ones. Cool. It's just a bunch of details that we already know. Labor market sucks. These are the orders he's trying to do. We get it. Healthcare sucks. What is he going to do? Directs the Food and Drug Administration to work with states and tribes to safely import prescription drugs from Canada. Okay. I mean, I guess that's probably I don't know. I'm trying to poke a hole in it, but I can't. So it might be a good thing. I don't know. Directs the Health and Human Service Administration support for generic and biosimilar drugs. Yeah, that's pretty cool. But there's still a bigger problem with our healthcare system that isn't probably not going to be dealt with in this. Comprehensive plan with the 45 days to combat high prescription drug prices and price gouging. Okay. To ban pay for delay, similar agreements by the rule, hearing aids, or the president. To allow hearing aids to be sold over the counter. Woo! Underscores that hospital mergers can be harmful. Okay. But what does that actually do? Support existing hospital price transparency rules and to finish implementing bipartisan federal legislation to address surprise hospital billing. Yeah, that's a problem right there. Oh, here we go. What do we got? What do we got? Health insurance. Consolidation in the health insurance industry has meant that many consumers have little choice when it comes to selecting insurers. And even when there is some choice, comparison shopping is hard because plans offered on the exchanges are complicated with different services covered or different deductibles. Under the order of the President, directs the HHS to standardize plan options in the national health insurance marketplace so that people can comparison shop more easily. You're going to get to be able to compare your shopping choices now more. Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah, brother. Transportation. Oh, airlines. Clear rules requiring the refund of fees, baggage delayed. No, that's cool. Yeah, cool. Wicked guys. We need executive order for baggage refunds. Trying to stay composed. Rules that require baggage change and cancellation fees to be clearly disclosed to the customer. Nice. Rail. Compared to just 7 today, 4 major rail companies now dominate their respective geographical regions. 4. All of America. 4 rail systems. How much freight you think goes through rail systems? Freight railroads own the tracks and privilege their own freight traffic, making it harder for passenger trains on time, blah, blah, blah. Require road tracks owners to provide rights of way to passenger rail and strengthen their treat other freight companies fairly. Man, these are just, hold on, we'll keep going. In the order of the President encourages the Federal Maritime Commission to ensure vigorous enforcement against shippers charging American exporters exorbitant charges. Against shippers charging American exporters. Oh, so he wants us to ship all our goods away. Cool. Agriculture. Yep. 4 companies control the world seeds. Yep, got it. 4 large meat packing companies, 80%. Yep, got it. Share of the beef dropped more than a quarter. Yep. Yep, 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 yep. Food is not doing good in America. Cool. Considered, okay, directs USA to consider. Man, they're all to considers to develop encourage. These are all like business terminology, like that you would like use as like in a shareholder meeting or some shit to like make it seem like things are getting glossed over. Like, oh, we're considering doing these new things and we're going to develop a plan to manage all this nonsense over here. But let's go into it. Considers issuing new rules under the Packers and Stockard Act. I don't know what this is, so I'm an idiot. Making it easier for farmers to bring and win claims, stopping chicken processors from exploiting and underpaying chicken farmers, and adopting anti-retaliation protections for farmers who speak out about bad practices. That seems like a good thing. New rules defining what meat can bear product of USA labels so that consumers have accurate, transparent labels that enable them to choose products made here. Cool. Directs USA to develop a plan to increase opportunities for farmers to access markets and receive a fair return, including supporting alternative food distribution systems like farmers markets and developing standards and labels so that consumers can choose to buy products that treat farmers fairly. Encourages the FTC to limit powerful equipment manufacturers from restricting people's ability to use independent repair shops. I'm glad about this. I'm hoping to see more on this, like right to repair stuff. This seems good, but I don't know if it's gonna if it's just lip service or if it's gonna go anywhere. Limit powerful equipment manufacturers from restricting, but it's I gotta say it is good that it's even given lip service. Must say. Limit powerful equipment manufacturers from restricting people's ability to use independent repair shops or do DIY repairs, such as when tractor companies block farmers from repairing their own tractors, or Apple, Samsung prevent you from getting schematics to their devices so you can repair them yourself, or prevent you from getting access to the specific chips that you need to replace on the boards. If something were to go wrong on the board that you know exactly what it is, you can't buy that little USB port. I know nothing about this. Louis Rossman, if you know anything about it, Louis Rossman, 2 N's, he'll tell you everything you fucking need to know. Internet service. The order tackles 4 issues that limit competition, raise prices, and reduce choices for internet service. Lack of competition on broadband providers. Yep. What is it actually going to do? Leading prices 5 times higher. Exclusive deals. Yep. Collusion agreements. Yep. And that's all cool. That's fine. Yeah. It was fine. Hopefully now they're not going to be able to. Maybe they'll do something about it. In the order, landlord. Okay. In the order, the president encourages encourages. It's all encouragement, man. He is just the most encouraging president I have ever heard in my life. Boy, if you were gonna go on a run, you needed some encouragement. You better go to Biden because he's gonna give you all the encouragement you need, man. Encourages the FCC to prevent ISPs from making deals with landlords that limit tenants' choices. Lack of private or price transparency, even where consumers have options. Compare shopping is hard. Okay. That's not really an issue. The issue is that there's not many providers in certain areas. Encourages the FCC to revive broadband nutrition label. Report prices and subscription rates. Yeah. Whatever happened to that in the first place? Oh. High termination fees. If a consumer does not find a better internet service deal, or if a consumer does find a better internet service deal, they may be unable to actually switch. In the order, the president encourages the FCC to eliminate excessive early termination fees. Oh man, all the qualifiers on this one here. Companies discriminatorily showing or slowing down internet access. Big providers use blocks for access. Yeah, cool. Or restore net neutrality rules undone by the prior administration. So I gotta really go back and look into see what the hell they undid. That's a whole nother thing to look into. Technology. Greater scrutiny of mergers, cool. Surveillance. Encourages, another encouragement, all of the encouragement to establish rules on surveillance and the accumulation data. Wow, when did that happen? What was it, 2011? No, 2014. 2014. 2014, since we've known about their surveillance and data collection. And now, in 2021, they're encouraging he's encouraging the FTC to establish some rules. Man, it's like when you get caught doing something bad and like you try to like hide it, but like you keep doing it, and then like you finally like think of a good way to like tell like your significant other or like your parents or something about like how you've been doing it bad, but like you've thought about this good way, like you've set out rules, and you're gonna have rules and stuff now. Whenever you're gonna go and do these degenerate things, you have rules and stuff that you're gonna set out to do and put those in order. But you're still gonna do it. You're still gonna do it, but you're now just gonna have rules. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for that. Big tech platforms. Yep, we know this. Encourage the FTC to establish rules barring unfair methods to competition on internet marketplaces. Hmm. Hmm. This seems good. This seems like a good thing. But it could be a double-edged sword that I'm not seeing. Hmm. Encourage the FTC to issue rules against anti-competitive restrictions on using independent repair shops. Yeah, this is more of the right to repair stuff. But it's still only encouragement. But banking, consumer finance. What? This is it. This is all we get under banking, consumer finance. You kidding me? You are absolutely kidding me. After the most jacked up, ridiculous nonsense that has been the stock market over the past, um, I mean, prior to your presidency, Mr. President, but even into now, your presidency, um, this is all we get on it. I'm going to read all this because it's probably going to be really important. Over the past 4 decades, the United States has lost 70% of the banks it's once had, with around 10,000 bank closures. Communities of color are disproportionately affected, with 25% of all rural closures and bank majority. See, this is different though, because I think they're starting to turn into a lot of credit unions. People are turning to credit unions because I can't remember. I don't know the benefits I'm a nincompoop, but that might be a dodgy figure. Community recovery disproportionately affected with 25% of all royal closures in majority minority census tracts. I believe that. Many of the closures are of the product of mergers and acquisitions. Yep. And then what happened in New York? Chase Bank buys up an old I forgot what the hell it was. I don't even know. Whatever the hell it was, some like market or something in New York City. I guess goes out in 0809 maybe, possibly, I don't know. I don't know the times. Then Chase Bank buys it up, put another bank in there, and then during this most recent crisis, they closed that bank, and now it's just empty again. So it happens to them too. And but it's not like they can't. It's not like they can't handle it. They can handle it, but that independent owner might not be able to handle that. Closures of product mergers and acquisitions, those subjects of federal review. Federal agencies have not formally denied a bank merger application in more than 15 years. Yeah, that's pretty scuffed and questionable. Excessive consolidation rates costs for consumers, restrict credit for small businesses, and harms low-income communities. Branch closures can reduce the amount of small businesses lending by about 10%, lead to higher interest rates. Even where customers have multiple options, it's hard to switch banks, partly because customers cannot easily seek out their financial transaction history data to a new bank, or no, take there. That increases the cost of the new bank extending credit. Why does it have to be? Why does it have to be focused around the credit? Like, that's another thing that needs to be discussed. Is our economy has way too high reliability on credit. Like, that's not. I don't like. I don't know that. To me, that doesn't sound like a good way to run a business, and that doesn't sound like a good way to run your country. In the order, the president encourages the DOJ and the agencies responsible for banking, the Federal Reserve and the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, and the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency to update guidelines on banking mergers to provide more robust scrutiny of mergers. Encourages the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau to issue rules allowing customers to download their banking data and take it with them. Do I sense another double-edged sword? Quite possibly. But I don't know. That does seem like good. Like access to your own information, but I don't know. Yeah. Wow. We went through the whole fucking thing. And it weeded out everybody that was here. The other two people.